Welcome to the BS Banking Show. Good to have you here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Pleasure to be
Yeah.
on your show.
How does the affordable housing market look at this point in time?
In the entire affordable housing finance cycle, this is probably the best time. I've been in this market for the last 5 years, and I've been running Shriram Housing for the last 5 years. And at no point in time did the market look better than what it is looking right now. Despite all the rate hikes, despite all the talk about slowdown, etc., I think the market is at its peak, portfolio quality at the best, revenues and profitability pretty good, and the market is robust. Every single housing finance player is reporting good numbers.
With the merger of HDFC Limited with HDFC Bank, the entire affordable housing segment is in the hands of HFCs. How do you think How do you see this playing out in the affordable housing segment?
In fact, we think that the entire affordable housing finance sector is in the hands of HFCs. If you go back and look at the banks today, banks with their large distribution in rural areas and hinterland, banks also play a very large role in affordable housing finance, especially in loans with ticket size of 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs. Banks like State Bank of India and others are very, very large players. But yes, with the merging of HDFC and HDFC Bank, a little bit has changed in the sense that a lot of stuff which HDFC used to do in the past, the merged entity may not do. A lot of money which used to go to HFCs and NBFCs earlier now will come our way. So the affordability, the money available for HFCs and NBFCs has actually gone up. But specific regard to the customers and the fulfillment of the needs of the customer, markets opened up, larger market at our disposal. But having said that, I think a lot of it will be driven by availability of capital and availability of funds, right? The market was never the limiting factor. The limiting factor for this segment was capital availability and how much of debt comes their way. The liability side was the more what do I call it? The liability side was the more normalizing factor for this segment than the advances side.
How do you see the liability side of the game playing out from here with interest rates on the rise?
So I would tend to imagine that the interest rate has kind of peaked out. At best, you may see a 25 basis points here and there, but by and large, I think with RBI managing the monetary policy quite tightly, the objective of RBI in controlling inflation has by and large been achieved without really compromising on growth. So I don't see interest rates going up significantly from now on. I also don't see the interest rates coming down significantly very, very quickly. So this will be, I guess, it'll be about 3 to 4 quarters before we see a reversal in the cycle. But once that comes in, it will also impact the HFCs and the NBFCs very positively.
How do you see stress coming along in the sector? And I ask you this question given the fact that you are making a shift to incrementally better customers.
So, well, I can't talk about the industry and the others, but I can talk about ourselves. Over the last 4 years, we've been focusing on ticket sizes ranging from about 16, 17, 18 lakhs and customers willing to pay an interest rate of about 12.5% to 13.5%. Now, this segment has performed very well for us, as reflected in our bounce rates, which are about 3 to 4% better than market, as evidenced in our NPAs in this originations that we've done after we changed our acquisition strategy, which are at about 40 to 45 basis points, which is significantly lower than that of the industry. Our 1 DPDs are around 2.1%, which again is closer to the best in the industry. So I do not see too much of a stress. The early warning signals that we track are, if they are any indication, I do not see too much of a stress coming in. And look, India is a very emotional country as far as homes are concerned, as far as houses are concerned. So people do not want to default on their housing loans if they can't pay the interest, pay the EMI. And if you try and keep frauds out of the way, if you try and make sure that your process is robust enough to catch frauds and eliminate valuation risks, by and large, you will be safe in this business.
Can you give us a sense of your ambitions at this point in time in terms of expansion and growth in the market and growth markets?
So we've just hired about 600 people in this business, okay, as of April 1st. We had 1,800 people as of April 1st. And as of now, we have 2,500 people in this business. We have expanded our distribution in the north. And as against last year origination of about 4,100 crores, we will be originating about close to 8,000 crores this year. That will take us from about 8,000 crores of AUM to about 13.5 to 14,000 crores of AUM by end of the year. FY24 will be about 14,000 crores. And FY25 and FY26, we will get to about 25 to 28,000 crores. If we get there, Raghu, we will be the largest affordable housing finance player in the country. And internally, in our strategy meet in April this year, we have set ourselves an ambitious goal of being the #1 affordable housing finance company by FY26 in 3 years' time. And I am reasonably confident, given the team that I have, given the people that I have, given the way we do business, and given the markets that I operate in, that it's just a matter of time.
I take you to your previous point that you made, that growth will depend largely on the amount of capital that HFCs can raise.
Correct.
And given your scale of ambitions, are you somewhere hinting that inorganic growth is also on the cards?
See, I was one who was pursuing inorganic growth at some point in time. There was a point in time when I was looking at opportunities in the market to acquire. I was looking at other HFCs which are willing to sell. But now there are two things which come in the way, and I will elaborate both the things. One is that we've grown. In fact, we've just crossed 10,000 crores yesterday. That makes us the third housing finance company in the affordable housing finance space to cross 10,000 crores. Most of the other players are reasonably small who are up for sale. Now, what sense does it make at this point in time to acquire a 2,000 or a 3,000 crore affordable housing finance company, which does not give you any advantage in geographical distribution or customer segment? Now, that's equivalent to about a quarter's acquisition for us. No point paying 3 times book and 4 times book to acquire something which I can originate in a quarter or quarter and a half. If something gives me 2-year, 3-year benefit, yes. But something which gives me 3 to 5 months benefit doesn't make sense. So that is one issue which is coming in the way. 2 is, I think, the valuations in the sector are very right. So somewhere on the cost benefit analysis, acquisitions doesn't really make sense for us at this point in time. Though we are still looking out, if a sizable player comes up and is willing for an acquisition at a reasonable price, we will always be interested in that opportunity. But such opportunities are very few and far in between in the sector at this point in time.
Can you give us an update on your co-lending relationships at this point in time?
We have signed up co-lending relationships with SBI, with Axis Bank, and now with Punjab and Sindh Bank. All these three are working at different levels of efficiency. My guess is by end of this year, if directionally co-lending is any hint, out of the 8,000 crores that we will originate this year, about 10% will be co-lending.
Ravi Subramanian, it was wonderful having you on the BS Banking Show. We look forward to having you again sometime later. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Raghu. It was a pleasure talking to you.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that led success soar high. I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the I in SBI.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank, SBI, the banker to every Indian.